Hello, how are you? Alright? Good. Mark here, part 2 of this fantasy art picture, which we're going to finish, hopefully, and then we can start something new. Now, I'm just in the process of inking in some of the more interesting detail. What we got here is the deadly nightshade flowers, so you don't want to go eating them because they are very, very poisonous. It's well worth finding out which plants that grow in the wild are dangerous. Something I was taught as a child. Basically, don't put anything in your mouth. Simple as that. Then you won't come to any harm. Now, I'm quite pleased with the way this picture's turned out, because this is my interpretation of Queen Mab. And you have to sort of look into that Arthurian legend, Merlin and the likes. What I'm using here is a black sketching pen, because I found my finer line pens don't actually tend to react too well with the watercolour pencils, especially if you put it on quite a sort of a heavy colour, because it's always like a sort of waxy based. They tend to clog up, so that's why I was using that particular. You have to adapt when you're doing these kind of things. I mean, I've got quite a bit of kit that I've bought over the years. Most of it you can buy from Amazon, something like that. I mean, I like to buy from independent art shops, but unfortunately we haven't got one where I live now, which is kind of sad. Those sorts of shops don't seem to sort of be able to survive. And now, after this, I think it'll be even worse. Which is a shame, which is driving everybody to buy more and more things online. So the high street was in trouble already. Now I don't quite know what's going to happen. Now, this is just sort of an interpretation of like a fantasy picture that I did. I mean, I've been watching and reading about Merlin and the legends and the stories and the magic. I do enjoy magic, and I do enjoy dragons. Actually, that's better. Let's get this picture up so we can see where we're actually going with this. But we got the toadstools going in. Always fascinates me when we speed these videos up. This, in actual fact, is 4 times the speed that it would normally be, because this actual film clip, I think it was 45 minutes, and now it's down to just over 11. But well, I find people don't tend to watch half-hour videos. Not many people have got the time, I suppose, although you'd think with the lockdown they'd have plenty of time, but there we go. I think, if we're honest, a lot of people are online playing video games or whatever they play, which I kind of think is a shame, because I know I got hooked on it myself, but it just wastes an awful lot of time, and time is quite precious. It's too precious to sit and play video games. I refrain from calling them daft because they got their uses as much as anything else, I would imagine, during this virus outbreak. Now then, we've got the crow we've got to finish off, but I'll just try to put some sort of more details in around the picture, because the main things in this picture are kind of obviously the Queen Mab, the dragon, which I really enjoy drawing these dragons, and of course you've got so much freedom because nobody can say that's not right. It's how you look at it is the thing. It's in your eye, like I've said many times before. How you look at it that makes the difference, because it's your picture. I'm still using the watercolour pencils. I do intend in the next week or two to do some watercolour pictures and actually show you how I use watercolours, because there's two ways I use watercolours. I use them in some regards very much like an oil paint, and I also use them with quite a bit of water and do washes. Excuse me. But this little chap, I haven't quite made my mind up what he actually is, but because Queen Mab's little subjects were like the fairy folk, which, you know, fairies, goblins, elves, and if you actually read the fairy tales about these difficult characters, they're usually quite naughty, actually, because most of our stories, fairy tales, are actually designed to frighten children into not doing things. Like, don't go into the woods because you'll get eaten by the big bad wolf, which can happen. I mean, I've known a few bad wolves in my time, but I can't think any ever ate anybody. Well, not intentionally anyway. Some of those takeaway foods you don't quite know. Oh dear, I'm yawning. I'm quite tired. I don't know why. It's been a busy day, I think. Busy day. Well, even though we're in this lockdown, I still don't seem to have enough time to get done all the things I want to get done. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm finding it incredibly difficult to remember what day it is. And of course, everybody jumped down to the beach the other day. More fool them, but then that's up to them. I hope I'm wrong with this. I really do. I hope they haven't made a great big mistake. Let them all do that. I really do. Because there's no pleasure in saying, I told you so. None whatsoever. Not in this situation. Oh, there are situations when I quite enjoy saying, I told you so. And don't worry, I will. But I don't think this is the time or the situation for that at all. Now, I'm going to have to do something with this camera so we can actually see more of what I'm actually doing here. That's better. Now we're done, because we're going to try and finish off this crow. Where we put the black into, I just added some bread, because although you look at them and you think, oh, that's black, they're not. There's lots of colours. You see, it's like people say starlings as a bird are ugly. But I tend to disagree, because they are, in actual fact, if you see that, especially if they're in the sunlight and it catches them, you can actually see lots of colour. But I'm going to have to make a bit of a headway with this now, because you notice the time's moving on. So you might find that suddenly things are getting added quite rapidly now, because I'd like to get this finished. And this is a spoiler of that, I know, but I do, as you can see. Because really what I'm doing now is just filling in around the edges and filling in the picture. So that's about it for this one. I hope you enjoy it. Have a go, because it's good fun doing this kind of fantasy art. Anyway, you take care now. Please subscribe if you like what I do. That would be wonderful. Now you take care and stay safe. I'll speak to you soon.